mate. So you were checking XTZ, same deviation as FET and T-Fuel, as we explained earlier. Yeah, you said you you entered the trade and you're wondering, is it worth a hold? Well, I don't know where you entered the trade, but you know, look at this. Like you are entering in a decent place. You know, I don't know if you're short term, long term. You didn't give details. I don't know what price you entered at. You know, but it definitely is nicely undervalued. You would have to think. It's down here at $1. You know, it was up at $8, $9. Down here at under $1. So getting it under $1 will likely be a good point longer term, anyway. At least now. This is starting to get very interesting for a few reasons, and I will zoom in a minute and look at it. But this red 200 moving average is coming down, and it will start rolling out eventually. It'll start rounding here. You can kind of see it's already started and trying to roll out. Now, when that starts to roll out, well, the price usually drawn into it. Okay, when it's steep like this and price is coming down. You know, it's unable to bounce up into it, but as this rounds out, then the price will start to come back and bounce back into it. So, is that moment now? It looks very possible, and it looks like it's trying to round, and it looks like it's trying to round out. Obviously, it'll need some time. Now, when you look at this, it does look like there's a head and shoulders forming here, some sort of head and shoulders. Which is very possible. And you can form some sort of shoulder there and move up into that red 200 moving average or something like that. You can see a shoulder here, a head here. Now, it's only it's a speculation at this point. But what's beautiful about this is, well, you talk about the deviation. I'm not sure if we're looking at the same deviation, but you can see right here, this is a previous low. And we are now, it was so good because it was easy to recapture it, I suppose. And once you get above this previous low, well, the price blasts off. You could make the case here, really, I suppose. Well, when it got above that, it retested and we kind of blasted off. Okay, but down here's a lot better because the moving average is starting to round out, and when the moving average is starting to round out, it definitely gives it a lot more possibility of having a bigger move. Now, when the moving average is straight down, the bounces are usually not very much and very good. But this offers a lot more possibility to a bounce, as this is going to start to round out. Don't get me wrong, I don't think this is going to go straight up or anything. I don't think it's doing this or anything. I don't. I think we can get bounces here, and it'll probably, you know, chop about for a period or whatever, you know, before getting to move up. But if you remember 2019, when we bottomed here in January, the price continued to go higher until it got above the red 200 moving average, and from there it rolled over again. Okay, so are we in the same mode here when we can get a few months of upward momentum? It's very possible, and we have, well, so far, you know, we've had a very, very, very nice bounce in the market. See, well, I don't know where you bought, but I don't like buying into the top of previous candles like this. If I do, you need to be very careful. Now, if you had bought into the top of the previous candle here, right, close to it, well, what happened? Well, there was more upside, right, but it failed, and that's the worry. So I think there's a very possibility of something similar happening, right? So there probably is more upside in XTZ, but it wouldn't surprise me if something like this happens again. Okay, so that's what we got to look out for. At the moment, it's still strong, and there's probably still more upside, and probably more upside into next month as well. But then we need to be careful, right? Then we do need to be careful. We need to watch it and keep a close eye on it. There's a 2-week candle as well. This is beautiful. It's exactly what you want to see. And often in this circumstance, there's usually some more upside into the yellow 9 EMA at least, right? And then when you get to the yellow 9 EMA, there's usually a dip off that. Okay, so Like here, that's a good example actually. Now when you look at it, as soon as you hit the yellow 9 EMA, you get the pullback, and then it can try again. But obviously the trend was strong to the downside. We didn't really try again. But in a real bottom, you may bounce back down or whatever before put it in a bottoming process and then bouncing. So I personally think you need to be careful. It depends where you bought. Sorry, I should have said that first. Depending on where you bought, you need to be careful because there can be dips coming off this 2-week candle. There's only 2 days left. What if a new 2-week candle dips down here? Let me zoom in. What if we dip back down here to kind of take liquidity below before getting continuation? Are you okay with that? That's just something you need to be aware of. Or do you want to close at break even and look to rebuy on a new 2-week? You just need to kind of figure that out. I'm looking here. I just want to see something here. Yeah, this is a great one here because see the bullish engulfing candle, but there wasn't actually any downward wick, right? But where there was downward wick. Sorry, I said that wrong. The downward wick happened on the previous candle. The downward wick happened here, not here, right? So you can see we're up the top, but that's a 30% retrace down here. And then there was no wick because the retrace happened on the previous candle, right? So the retrace happened right here. So if I can find it again, on a new 2-week, well, we do need to see how it closes. Are we going to get a retrace on this candle, or is the retrace going to come on the next candle, right? And that's what we got to be aware of. That's what we need to be looking out for. You can see here, well, there's actually a retrace on both candles here, retrace here and retrace here, and then we came right back down to lows. 2 days left. It doesn't look like that's happening. But what we need to find out on Saturday and Sunday, if we get a dip here Saturday, Sunday, well, there may not be a dip on a new 2-week candle. But if we don't get one here, there might be a dip on the next 2-week candle. And that's just what you got to kind of keep your mind alert on. Because it's tricky and difficult buying up here, right? Because you're buying after a big candle. And you just need to be careful.